Emily Bryant, who's the curator of education for a museum that actually floats. And I never thought of Battleship, Massachusetts as a museum, but it is. It's a floating museum.
It is. We're the world's largest collection of historic naval vessels, so that is a special claim to fame that we have. It is a museum. It came to Fall River in 1965. It was destined for the scrapyard. The Navy had decommissioned her after World War II, and her former crew members said, no way, we need to save the ship and have her as a museum in the state of Massachusetts.
How did that all start?
So it's a little, basically the ship, yes, the ship was decommissioned, put in a mothball fleet, as they say, you know, and then the Navy decides we don't need her anymore, we're going to scrap her. And sometimes they sink ships. This one was going to be scrapped. And I guess the former crew members, her World War II crew members, got word of this and started talking, networking, figuring out how to bring her here. The Navy was open to having someone buy the ship, bring her here to save it. And so that got the ball rolling. I'm really simplifying things. It was a very complicated task.
I'm sure it was, but thank goodness it was saved. The people who served on board and the meaning it has to our state is priceless.
It's true. I agree with you. It's a wonderful teaching tool. I'm the curator of education at Battleship Cove, so to have this ship to teach World War II history, naval history is amazing, but it is the official World War II memorial for the state of Massachusetts, which a lot of people don't realize. So on board the battleship, we have a memorial room which pays respect to all those in Massachusetts who died in World War II.
Give us a highlight of what we can expect as you celebrate 50 years. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's exciting. It was a really exciting time in 1965 when the ship came into Fall River. I don't know if you were there, or a lot of people have memories of lining the Taunton River to watch her be towed into her berth at State Pier. And so it was a very celebratory time then, and we're trying to recreate some of that celebration and get people excited once again about Fall River and the Battleship Massachusetts.
And some of the events that you'll be organizing?
Yes, so we have several events. Tuesday, we have a Rosie the Riveter look-alike contest, which is a fun one. Come dressed as Rosie.
Let me see you do your arm.
I know, I don't have very good arm muscles.
That's it.
There's a little one there.
I'm nominating you, Emily.
Thanks. I don't know if I can enter being an employee, but we want you to come dressed as Rosie. You'll get free admission if you come dressed as Rosie on Tuesday, and we'll have Real the Rosie the Riveters who worked during World War II there to do a presentation and a Q&A.
That is great.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting for sure.
So you're going to match history with a little bit of entertainment of
That's
sorts.
Right. Yes, we're trying to keep it fun.
That is a great idea.
Yep. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday night is AHA night in Fall River. You've probably heard of AHA New Bedford.
We have it right here.
Exactly.
Too.
It's come to Fall River now, and that committee is doing an awesome job organizing a free night of activities from 5 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday night, all along the waterfront and in downtown Fall River. We'll have a bandstand canteen on the battleship. That's 1940s live music. We'll have a car show, a classic car show, 1940s games at the Marine Museum. It's going to be a really fun night. Thursday is Mass Vets Music Fest, free admission to veterans and their immediate families all day at the museum, and we have bands on the fantail of the battleship from 12 to 4 that day to entertain those veterans. And then, so that's
lots
a lot more.
Yeah, there's the official ceremony.
That's on Friday.
On Friday.
Rededicating the ship.
And then Saturday, the former crew members, a 70th reunion ceremony. How meaningful, how beautiful that is. You know, just thinking about it brings goosebumps to, think about a 70th reunion by these heroes who deserve all of our accolades. What a great tribute this is.
Yes, good. I'm glad you think so. It will be their 70th and final reunion as a group. They're the longest running Navy ship reunion there is, and this will be their last year, so we're trying to make it extra special for them on Saturday.
And then on Sunday, it's a parade.
Parade, party time. Yes, parade. The city of Fall River is giving us a parade from Kennedy Park down South Main Street and then turning down to the waterfront That kicks off at noon, and that will be a really fun time as well.
When we think of Battleship Cove, do we think normally of it as the world's largest collection of certain things? For instance.
Yes, the historic naval ships, definitely. I mean, the Massachusetts started it off in 1965, but we've had more ships join our fleet there. The Kennedy, the destroyer Kennedy, PT boats, the submarine Lionfish. So you can come here and get a really well-rounded education about naval history and how a fleet worked together.
Emily Bryant, who is the curator of education and volunteers, I want to touch on that. This doesn't work unless we help make it work.
That's true.
Do you need volunteers?
We can always use volunteers.
Always.
Always, yes. That's my other part of my hat that I wear at my job is I'm the volunteer coordinator.
Sure.
And certainly, I always say the Battleship during the war had a crew of 2,300 men, so they kept that ship looking great. Now we have a permanent maintenance staff of about 5 or 6, so it's tough. So we're always looking for volunteers, whether you want to get down and paint these ships, or whether you want to work in education and be a tour guide or a docent. We are always looking for those folks. And so you can get in touch with me, Emily Bryant, at Battleship Cove.
And remember the very first museum shop that opened back in the 60s, right? Mm-hmm. And now it is part of the legacy that brings us to 2015, which means the power of people to make things happen is a reality. Folks, you should, if you can, volunteer to be a docent or whatever, mm-hmm. and help out the cause. As well as when you have the children. I know that Casey was saying that the last time she was there was on a field trip from school.
I was a sophomore in high school.
All right.
Okay, yep.
Name 2 of the top questions that you've fielded from students.
So they always want to see the bathroom. It's an eternal subject of fascination. I know you wouldn't have expected that. And then they also always want to see the brig, the jail. So those are the 2 areas I think that that I get asked a lot by kids. Where is this? Where is this? And certainly some of the questions often have to do with the guns. They're fascinated with the 16-inch guns.
Right.
Yep. How far could it shoot? How heavy was the bullet that shot it? These are objects of fascinations for kids.
And folks, this is all happening as a way to celebrate a half a century. Mm-hmm. That is so wonderful. We give you our best congratulations, our warmest wishes. Anything that we can do, you let us know. We are there for you.
Okay.
Let me leave you, though, with the final thought. If you were, let's say, to write a Post-it note for generations in the future, Emily, for our posterity, what would that Post-it note say about Battleship Cove?
I think it's a Post-it note. So am I limited to like 140 characters?
We're not on Twitter. I love this. We're not on Twitter, but the Post-it note is going to be a symbol. What do you want our children of the future to know about Battleship Cove?
I think Battleship Cove is a vehicle to teach about World War II, and I think that's important as our veterans are dying off and leaving us with no one who actually experienced this war. We can use this ship as a launch point to teach about that war and to teach about what it is to serve your country. And I think people need a constant reminder that that is a very important duty, and that these ships can help teach folks that and help them remember that there are people out there doing that for us.
Emily Bryant, the curator of education at Battleship Cove, you have the final word here to entice all of our listeners to come on over and visit you.
Yes, it's going to be a very fun week. If I think a lot of people think, oh, Battleship Cove, maybe I've been there once, I don't need to come back, these ships, but they're going to be alive. They're going to be rocking next week. All new activities. Every day is something themed and different. Please check our website for all listings and come by. Give us another chance to celebrate 50 years.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
What a milestone.
It's great. We're excited.
You should be. Thank you so much, Emily. And our very best to all the staff and volunteers.
Thank you.
You betcha. Emily Bryant, Curator of Education. We'll be right back. Don't go away.